Welcome to a new update, and we are updating today with the fact that Bitcoin is actually accelerating upwards. We have made a new yearly high. So what are we going to do from here as we are approaching a crucial resistance zone? That's what we will be discussing in today's update on the market. Before we continue, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Tomorrow we're going to launch a public swing trade portfolio. All will be given on YouTube. Also, we've got a free trade letter which provides altcoin setups tomorrow, and we've got a premium membership including copy trading functions and way more, which you can find in the description beneath, and also an $8,000 bonus with Bitget. When we discuss the markets, I think this week has shown that news usually isn't the right way to trade the markets. I think that when you're going into the charts, you can definitely tell that we were approaching resistance around 24.1k. Then the markets were sweeping the highs and started to turn around to ultimately have a retest taking place, which was done around this block here at 21.5. But then around the highs, people were assuming that the markets were continuing the rally. While the volume or the strength of the push was weakening, then a lot of FUD started to take place regarding Paxos, Binance, Kraken, everything surrounding stablecoins, which essentially isn't that negative at all. It is actually positive, as in the sense that the market and the environment and the ecosystem will only grow from here, and the fact that they are erasing the staking solutions or erasing some parts of the stablecoins. The question is, what is the actual impact that they will be doing? As right now they classify it as securities, but you should understand that most of those stablecoins can actually be used to stake or farm your assets. So they don't ban the stablecoins, they ban the solutions that is provided through farming and all that stuff. So I think that they are not banning it, they start to regulate it, which ultimately prevents customers and consumers, which you are, from getting scammed, because ultimately some sort of regulation is definitely beneficial, which means that as long as it's protecting the consumers, it's a good regulation. So market started to drop and got a little bit too enthusiastic for further downwards momentum. Then we've had the CPI number, which came in lower than expected, a little bit higher than expected actually, and lower than previous month, but that's due to the switch in the metric. I think that the inflation will continue to fall, and then retail sales started to jump up way more than expected, which is great. And today we've got PPI. And when we look at the markets, we can see that we started to overshoot. And the question is, how does that take place? Well, let me give you a slight guideline here. First of all, we had this rally towards this crucial resistance at 24.1k, right? So we've got this area at 24.1. We got there, we couldn't break through it. Bearish divergence, fall south as we have a bearish rejection taking place here. Support of the range was lost and we started to fall. So this entire block was the ultimate entry zone, which you can see that during this period, people really wanted to get into the markets, but people also were still shorting the markets. And the people that were really interested in taking a stand into the markets are waiting for 19.7 to happen. But usually levels get front run because of the aggressiveness of the buyers who step into the markets, which in this case has been taking place. And then we saw this overshot taking place of the markets at this point, in which if you go towards the lower time frames, why did we actually accelerate so fast? Well, let me show you this. People were shorting the markets, right? People were starting to short here even more. So the moment that we cracked a certain level, in the sense that here we have been seeing shorts as well, bullish divergence, break up, flipping levels, then it starts to break through this crucial resistance zone, which ultimately, if we get here, was a level that people were shorting. And then second, we've got all the liquidity above here, which is most likely going to be taken out. And if the first one is getting taken out, it starts to accelerate even more. So that's what's been taking place here. We started to shoot up quite fast. All the liquidity has been taken. You can see that the increase in volume has been taking place too. And now it's time to just consolidate and have some peace. So all the shorts are blown out of the market after the longs have been taken out of the markets, as we have been seeing this retest around 21.5 here, right? So I think that your long entry is there, right? It reminds me a lot of the period which we had in 2019, and which we have seen pretty much the same sort of run-ups and corrections taking place, right? In this case, you can also see correction taking out the longs, and then we start to shoot up. Correction taking out the longs, then we start to shoot up. And here, the exact same takes place. The area around 6K was a short entry, another short entry. Take out those levels, and we start to accelerate even more, which has been taking place here. Where are we at this standpoint? Probably into consolidation before continuation. So in that regard, I wouldn't classify the current move as a level that we're going to reverse, we fall back into the range, bearish divergence, that's what we should be looking at. But I think that if we fall beneath the level of the previous high, so if we lose the level here around 23.8, yeah, we're gonna have some more corrections, but the trend is clearly up. So what you should be doing in this case is buy zones are clear, sell zones are clear. You can find one here, you can find one here, and most likely we're going to close this gap here, which means that we rally towards 32k, take out the highs here, which means that I'm actually expecting us to rally towards 35 to 40k rather than just to 32k. But then people are getting too hyped, and that's when you should be starting to sell. Based on this lower time frame, the long was given, shorts maybe lower time frames, you can start looking for shorts if we get a correction. I think that anything beneath or around the area of what we have here, 23.2 to 23.8 is the ultimate level to get in. Generally, I don't want to drop back into this range. Right now, we've got this breakout, so we've got this clear resistance at 23.3k, and I think that if you want to get into a position for longs, 23.3 is the one to go to. If we drop further, 22.2 is the one to look for a bounce, but then 23.4 will probably be the resistance. I don't believe that we're going to have a very fast correction taking place here. I think that we do have some consolidation in which altcoins are going to accelerate, and from there we can start rallying towards 32k. Very simple update. Tomorrow I'll be back with my swing trade portfolio. Ciao.